Hey, what's up, guys? It's Pack here, and today I'm going to be talking about the new set that's everyone's pretty hyped for. I think Phantom Rage is a really exciting new Yu-Gi-Oh product that's going to be released, I think, in November. It got delayed because of, it's just shipment issues here and there, but this set is, I think, going to change the meta or, like, make it more interesting, right? Because I think one of the complaints people have about Yu-Gi-Oh right now is that, like, it can get very boring, and so people are always asking for, like, new ban lists or just, like, new things to happen to, like, always freshen up the game. Well, I mean, look no further. We got Phantom Rage coming out. We got Maximum Gold coming out. We got Genesis Impact coming out in December. So I think it's still a very exciting time to be playing the game for sure, guys. So definitely don't get your hopes down. And I'm going to be doing my best to provide you with the best content in terms of, like the deck profile for these new archetypes that are being released. And one of them is Datascapes, man. I'm really excited about this archetype. I heard it's one of those archetypes that is quote-unquote big brain. And I'm a huge fan of big brain decks, guys. And so I decided to take a little look into this archetype and see what it's capable of. I think it's a fantastic engine, and I think that it's an engine that I think is going to be broken. Like, I think there's something about this engine, and I honestly haven't quite figured it out yet, but there's something that about this engine that can be absolutely devastating, something that can be definitely abused and be like super insane. Right now, I feel like I'm thinking at like a one-head level with this deck, but I think this deck can definitely be like the new best deck of the format. And so without further ado, we're gonna jump right into it. But before we do, please make sure you're hitting the subscribe and notification bell, as well as giving this video a like. It helps so much with just getting my video out there, and then showing your support just means the world. And so if you can just do that for me, that will be great. It helps me making content like this. And also, if you are interested in checking me out live, I stream on Twitch whenever I want, really, but I try to do it like at least 3, 4, 5 times a week. Well, anyways, the Twitch link will be in the description box below. But if you are not going down the description box below for some reason, it's twitch.tv/pack_official_tzg. So definitely catch me there. I try to stream around 5:30 p.m. EST every day, but we'll see. But anyways, we're gonna jump right into the deck. So here's it. So this is like the deck profile, guys. And so I guess let me explain to you the engine and also explain to you like some cards I decided not to play. So I decided not to put Tutu into the deck because I heard that it might not actually be in Phantom Rage, but that every other card that are being OCG imported are. So I feel really confident in playing with this list and that it will be viable for when Phantom Rage comes out. But I definitely don't think Tutu is going to be out. So this is the list that I'm currently playing. We'll start off with the Cyberspace Princess. So she's like really strong. What she does is, I guess like just to talk a little about the archetype first, you have to understand that whenever they special summon themselves, you're locked into level 3 or rank 3 or higher monsters. So that means you can't link summon. You can only summon monsters with levels that are 3 and above, or XYZs that are rank 3 and above. So that's something really important to take a note of. The other cool thing about these Datascape cards is that they have really good synergy with like E-Telly. They can spam a lot of like bodies on board. So it relies not on like strong link monsters, but rather really powerful Synchro and XYZ monsters. And so I think this is a fantastic archetype because it brings back some old mechanics into the game and making them relevant again, such as like Synchro summoning and XYZ summoning. So this is definitely a really cool time to be playing Yu-Gi-Oh if you are interested and like XYZ/Synchro strategies. So I'm just gonna go into like detail one by one what each of these like Datascape/cyberspace cards do. Princess Nyang, what she does is whenever a level 3 monster is normal or special to your field while she's in the graveyard, you can special summon her and then banish her when she leaves the field. What's really cool is whenever she's banished, you can actually target any of your other banished cards and then shuffle into the deck. So that's actually really neat, where like when she leaves the field, she's actually not a detriment. You max out on her because I'm playing the Zyres in like the more pure variant of Datascape. We play Ruru, which is I think I feel like, I don't know, a testament to Rihanna. I could be wrong, but it's because Rihanna is like known as Riri, and so like I feel like Konami kind of like made a little stab there and kind of like trying to joke around. But anyways, the Ruru, which is a psychic tuner, level 3 tuner, what she does is really powerful. I think she's actually one of the best Datascape cards out there. What she essentially targets any Datascape card you control, and all of them do that except Nyang Nyang. But essentially, you target a Datascape card you control, you send a Datascape card from your deck to your graveyard with a different type. So if you target a monster, you have to send a spell or a trap, which is in Zook or Zuke or like Qinglong. And you can then add one Datascape card after you dump it with a different card type from the targeted card and the card you sent to the grave. So if you sent a spell, you can add a monster or a trap. If you send a trap, you can add a spell or a monster. So that's really, really cool. The other thing to note about Ruru is that she's a tuner, so she helps make synchro strategies pretty live. She can add any like Datascape cards, so she can actually add like the Datascape Capital, which is like one of the best ones, one of the spells in the game for this archetype for sure. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, this deck is not the easiest to pilot, but it plays almost kind of like pendulum. And it's like basically making use of your hands to establish like some of the biggest boards you can. But to be frank, right now the strategy is just VFD Turbo. You have Linlin. I'm only playing Linlin at 2 because it's not that great. But what Linlin does is it's a double Foolish Burial. So you basically target a card and you Foolish Burial a different type from the card you target. That's a Datascape. And then you can Foolish Burial another card that's different from the card that you just dumped. So if you targeted a monster and dumped a spell, you can then dump a spell, a trap, or a monster. So that's basically Linlin's effect. Then you have Lao Lao, I think one of the best ones. It's a tuner, psychic, it's a wind. So you notice that like basically all the tuners are all psychic, wind, and all the non-tuners are all earth, worm. So they actually play around There Can Only Be One really well, and ironically, I feel like they can almost play There Can Only Be One, but let's not get into that, right? This ain't a Guru deck. But anyways, you have Lao Lao. Essentially, it dumps a card, and then you can special summon any Datascape monster with a different name than the card you sent to the grave. So if you dumped a trap, you can actually reborn any monster. If you dump a monster, you have to reborn any monster that's not the one that you just sent. So Lao Lao is really, really strong. Then you have ZZ. ZZ is really nice too. Basically, you Foolish Burial, and then you at end phase you can add any Datascape monster from your graveyard to the hand, and then special summon. So what's really cool about all these Datascape monsters is that they activate in the hand, but if they resolve, the Foolish Burial and the effect to reborn all happens at once on resolution. So like Ruru, right? You would target, that's like the cost, and then on resolution it would dump, special summon Ruru, and then add. So it does all of that in one effect, which is kind of insane, right? To think about it. They're all Foolish Burials, Rhoda, and then and yeah, and that's like pretty much it. That's just like so crazy. In terms of my level 3 extenders, because I realize that they have really good synergy in this deck, is I'm playing the Psychic Wheeler. I really like this card because going second, this card helps you break board. Well, how? Well, essentially, when Psychic Wheeler is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can actually target any monster in the field with less attack than the synchro used to make this card and then destroy it. That's really neat because you can actually like do some cool chain block with Trishula, but then also because you can use it to outlike and break your opponent's board. So like you can make a Coral Dragon and then pop a card they control less than 2400, and it's also a tuner extender, so I really like that. Then I play Psychic Tracker only as a one of, just because this card isn't like that good compared to Psychic Wheeler. It's also not a tuner. Then you play E-Telly. I mean, like a lot of these cards are psychic. You have the Psychic Wheelers, you have Ruru as your psychic other psychic target, so that's really, really good. Then I'm playing the Speedroid package. It's a 2-card package, and the Takenborg isn't really a brick because you usually control wind monsters such as Niang Niang, or you control Lao Lao. So this card is like not a brick, even if you draw it. But if you draw the Terror Top, it lets you make a free rank 3 without your normal summon, so that's really powerful. Why that's really powerful is because sometimes you don't have a Datascape name on the field, so you want to make Yugioh so that you can get a rank 3 on the board, and you get a Datascape name so that you can use these Datascape cards effect from the hand. Datascape Capital is really strong. What it does is it lets you put a gate card from your deck directly face up. So you generally want to place up the gate most of the time. And what's really nice about this gate is that you can actually use it right away once you play it. So you can activate this, place the gate, and then now gate is live. Julong, what it also does is based on the number of gate you control, you can activate these effects in sequence. So if you have 2 or more, all Datascape monsters you control gain 200 for the rest of the turn. The third plus effect is mill 3, and then the fourth is special summon up to 4 Datascape monsters with different names from your extra deck which is like really, really powerful. But most of the time you don't really resolve these cards unless you're like in a really crazy grind game. Then you have Quinlong. It has two effects. The first one, on the field, where you can banish a Day Escape monster from your graveyard, target one monster on the field that's face up, and then negate it. So it's kind of like a very slow imperm. The second effect is you can banish a card from your graveyard, and then it becomes a Rhoda for any Day Escape monster. Then you can send one card from your hand to the grave. Desires is Desires, and then you have Zuke. So Zuke, what it does is you can target a face-up monster on the face-up card on the field, destroy it by shuffling two of your banished Day Escape cards directly back to deck. So it's a really nice way to recycle your resources and blow up your opponent's cards. You can also banish a card when it's in your graveyard to target a Day Escape monster you control and increase or decrease its level/rank by 3. So you can actually modify ranks, which is really cool here. Then you have Impermanence, which is Imperm, Nibiru, and then we're playing a 39 card deck just for maximum consistency with 6 hand traps. So really like this main list. I've been testing with it a lot, and I'll show you guys a combo right after this too. For the next deck, we play the Coral Dragon, which is easy to make. We play Stardust Charge as well because there's another 6 card that lets you draw. A lot of these cards lets you draw. Why I play Stardust Charge is because sometimes you want to make a Synchro 6 that's a non-tuner, because you'll have like a tuner on the board, and so that if you make Coral Dragon, you can't make Coral Dragon afterwards with it, so you need to make a Synchro 6 that's not a tuner. I like also playing the Cyberspace Beast Juju. What this card does is essentially you can banish 2 monsters with the same original type and attribute, but different names, and then target one card on the field and then send it, so it helps you out some cards. It also can't be destroyed by battle or card effect, which is makes it really hard to out. You then play the Datascape Fox Xing, which is really strong. What this card does is it macrocosmos any card sent from the field to the graveyard. This is really nice because a lot of cards can activate if they're sent for cost on the field. So this is like really, really powerful. Also, when it declares an attack, you can return any banished monster to the graveyard. And then lastly, during your main phase, except the turn this was sent to the graveyard, you can banish 2 other monsters with different original type and attribute, especially if from the graveyard. It automatically makes Zuke alive, and generally you want to banish a Jishi and like a Lao Lao, or basically like any different like types. So you would want to banish like a Ruru or a Shishi, like any of those cards, just so that you have 2 different types and 2 Dayscape cards banish. Then you play 1 Geomathematic Final Segment. You can actually make this card really easily. You don't really use your extra monster zone, so this card is like another, like, I guess, win condition. Like, it's really hard for decks out. Just so like you can just like make it, and then like it helps you stay alive, and then also like doubles damage for no reason. So that's kind of nice. You can like OTK with this. Crocosaur, because it's the best Synchro 9 package. Vermilion, just to like help you break boards. You play Dayscape Phoenix Fang. What this does is you detach 2 materials. You can target a face-up card your opponent control and 1 card in either player's graveyard and banish them. So it's like kind of like a call by / DD Crow and a Trishula. So it's really nice. Then you play Yugioh, which is like basically you detach 1 material, target a card. It can't be destroyed by battle. And then if it battles an opponent's monster and you have 2 or more monsters with this original type in your graveyard, you can banish that monsters instead. So that's really nice. Then you play Negalogia A Zeus. This card is insane. Because you can make XYZ package really easily, like you definitely have to play this card. You play Gossip Shadows, just play around Nibiru. You play the Phantom Knight of Breaksword just because it lets you pop your own card and lets you out your opponent's cards. It's like a nice utility removal. Then you play double VFD because you actually make 2 VFDs. And then just the 1 Trishula. For the side deck, we play 1 Call by the Grave, triple Tactic Silent, just to like side in when you're going first. You play double Ash Blossom and then Gamma just to have like around, I guess like 11 hand traps going second, which is really strong. Going first, you can also draw into Ash. So like if you want to side in hand traps, you definitely can do that as well, because you like draw 2 to 3 cards as you're doing the combo, because you make like Coral, Stardust Charge, Croc, so you just draw 2 to 3 cards. Desires, draw 2 more cards, so you're drawing a bunch of cards as well on top of everything. Lightning Storm, Feather Duster, and Reboot just for the back row deck, but this deck doesn't really lose to back row decks. Like every card is gas and like extends, and you play around like Floodgates really well with this deck because of like you have different typings. So like you have the Machines, you have Psychics, you have Worms, so this deck plays around like Floodgates really, really well. So that's pretty much it, guys, for the deck profile. Now we're gonna show like a little bit of like the combo. So right here is the end board for the combo, but we're just gonna start from the beginning on how I got there. So I'm gonna be showing like that hand was broken by the way, but I'm gonna show you like a 2-card combo with the Datascape Yugioh and the Lin. Basically you activate this, which places the Zook. You then activate Lin, and what you do is you're gonna Foolish Burial twice. So you're gonna Foolish Burial the spell and the Ning. We're gonna banish the spell, and then add Ruru, and then we're gonna dump a random card in our hand. We're gonna special the Ruru, and we're gonna dump the spell now for a follow-up. And then we're gonna use Ning effect because the level 3 was specialed. We can then special summon the Ning. And then from here we're gonna make a Synchro 9 play, and then from here we're gonna activate Zeke, which we search off of Ru, and then use that effect to dump the trap. We're gonna use the trap effect to make this level 6, and we're gonna go 6 plus 3 into a Crocosaur, draw 1. This actually gets chain blocked because at this point in time, Ning can actually trigger because they got banished. You can actually shuffle back any of your other banished card, which is a CC as you see here. And then at end phase, the Shishi actually adds back the Ruru from our graveyard to our hand. And so we, in 2 cards, we converted to essentially a plus 2. With 2 follow-ups. We also have 1 pop. We have a pop and a VFD off 2 cards, which is really strong. But this deck plays very much like Pendulum, to be quite honest. So like you're not gonna be like seeing or trying to do a 2-card combo most of the time. Most of the time you're trying to be like using your whole entire hand to like kind of like play through interruption as much as possible and end on like VFD, which is like the goal of the deck, which is VFD and yeah, VFD and trap. I mean, this is kind of nice because like they can't really imperm VFD because like you can activate like Zook. If you want to shotgun VFD, you can, and like if they try to imperm, you can change Zook, like pop your own VFD, which is like totally fine because they can't really play. And then like you just win the turn after and OTK them. So that's pretty much it, guys, for the deck profile and the combo tutorial. If you want a more extensive combo line or want to see me more playtest this live, check me out at twitch.tv/pack_official_TGG. I would love to show you guys like the deck and what this deck is capable of. There's definitely a really interesting archetype that's coming out in Phantom Rage. I'm really excited to be breaking this deck. I think this deck has even more potential than what I'm showing you right now. So definitely stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. And as always, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.